So 7 years ago, the VA sent me for a sleep study, and I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Ever since, I've been on a CPAP machine. 7 years. I've never slept without that CPAP machine. So recently I found out that I could add sleep apnea to my VA disability. So I applied for it, and they sent me a packet saying that I needed to do another sleep study, which doesn't make any sense since they sent me for the first one, and they provide me with the CPAP machine and all my supplies. However, I'm willing to go along with it, and so yesterday, let's go with this. The first sleep study I took was in Joplin, Missouri, which is 30 minutes from home. So this one, they send me to Wichita, Kansas, which is 3 hours and 15 minutes from home. So I get off work at 5, drive as fast as I can to Wichita, get there at 8:10, and the people there are in the same position I'm in. They have no idea why I would have to do a second sleep study. Not only do I have to do a second sleep study, my first sleep study was a few hours of the sleep study, and then they add the CPAP machine so you can get some good sleep for the rest of the night and get used to it. No. This sleep study was 8 hours straight of not breathing, basically. What happens if you have sleep apnea is when you fall asleep, there's a flap at the back of your throat. Normally that opens and closes for you to breathe. Mine, because I have a large neck, I'm overweight, whatever reason you want to say, it stays closed. And so then I stop breathing and I wake myself up. This is something like 100 times an hour, I'll stop breathing. This can lead to death. You can die from this, but it leads to a host of bad medical conditions. I know this. I've been hearing it from doctors for 7 years that you have to wear the mask. You could die. So I'm sent up there and I have to take this sleep study, and it's not 4 hours sleep study, 4 hours on the mask. It's 8 hours straight sleep study with no mask, no relief. This amounted to torture, and I'm not happy about it, but I survived it. You know, I did the 8 hours there. I got up, I drove 3.5 hours back, went straight to work, finally got some sleep last night. My biggest concern is that they're going to do this to other people, and this is crazy. I could have died. I mean, that's what the doctors tell me every time they talk to me about my CPAP and whether or not I use it. You have to use it because you could stop breathing at night and die. I actually know people that have died from sleep apnea. So the VA doing this to me is not just unconscionable, it amounts to torture, because they had to know, they've looked at my medical records, they have to know, hey, he already has sleep apnea. We treat him for it. We give him the machines and the supplies and everything. And yet, for some reason, some decision was made somewhere along the line that I should go and put my life at risk just to add to my VA disability, or just to keep me from adding to my VA disability. By the way, guess what? I still have sleep apnea. As a matter of fact, the technician that watched me that night said it was brutal to watch me, and that was terrible for her to have to watch me because I stopped breathing so many times and it was scary. So I don't want this to happen to anyone ever again. So pass this video along. Let's get the word out that these sort of things are happening to our veterans, and it doesn't need to happen. It's unnecessary. Somebody can take the time and say, hey, this is wrong. Somewhere along the line, someone should have said, hey, this doesn't make any sense. We're putting this person's life at risk for no reason. Pass this video along. Let's let everyone know, and believe me, I'm going to go up the chain and complain about this. Thank you very much.